And now, the news with Adam Glyn and Dax Holt.
Ooh, it sounded so fancy. All right, Met Gala was last night. I don't know if you guys are into this. Super, stars showing up wearing ridiculous outfits. Not really my thing. However...
Next story.
Next.
Kim Kardashian showed up, and she was wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress from JFK's 1962 birthday. The one that Marilyn sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
Was it the exact same dress?
The exact same dress. They went. Apparently, this dress has been housed at Ripley's Believe It or Not down in Orlando.
Wow.
Kim and Pete went down there, picked up the dress. It did a whole fitting. It's like a $4 million dress. She had to lose like 16 pounds to get into this. They've got the whole thing documented. Couldn't get over her butt. That was the whole thing. But here's the thing. So
we can't get over a butt either. It's awesome.
So
I showed up in Monica Lewinsky's dress once. It was a very different reception. It was what I would call it cold.
So she gets the dress, but what a lot of people didn't know is she gets to the red carpet, and they have a makeshift dressing room for her. Mm-hmm. She puts the dress on, walks the red carpet, gets all the photos taken, and then they have a dressing room up at the end for her to take it off. And she puts on a replica dress because they didn't want that dress being on her for the whole night because it's such a big deal. So she was only in it for the moment that she did the red carpet.
Yeah, historical artifact.
It is kind of cool. I don't get very impressed with all this fashion stuff. This is kind of a cool moment. I can't believe she got her hands on it.
It's interesting. There's a whole. I just watched half a doc on Marilyn Monroe on I think Netflix, which is
the
out there
lost tapes or something.
running. Yeah, the lost tapes of Marilyn Monroe. Now they're all doing that thing now where they're going, she was a great actress. It's like,
come on.
All right, I get it. You like her and she's dead, but that doesn't. I like my grandfather and he's dead. That doesn't make him a great actor. You know what I mean? Everyone goes from this. You didn't think, and then at some point they turn into great actors or great comedians or great. Well, we've seen their acting.
You can praise someone, praise them for something worthy.
That's right.
You know what I mean? She was iconic. She was glamorous.
She can make a fucking Denver omelet like nobody's business. Something a little more practical. You can't. Don't do the acting part. We've seen that. Do the one we can't prove.
She was great at doing drugs in a hotel room.
That's right.
She was awesome.
I would argue she wasn't so good.
Nah, that's true.
By the way, the dress hasn't been washed since Marilyn wore it.
Wow.
There's still dirt on the bottom of it. If you go look closely in photos,
Really?
it's all dirty around the bottom. They never washed it. So now it's got Kim and Marilyn sweat in there.
Nice. Well, one day when we go full Jurassic Horror Park, we get a little DNA off the dress and we create
From a drop of jizz. From a drop of Pete Davidson's jizz.
I don't want to get his DNA mixed up. That's where it goes. That's where it goes. Turns into
She looks great, but her cock is huge.
It turns into the fly at that point.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is we get the DNA from Kim and Marilyn Monroe and a little Amber Heard.
Yeah.
And we put it and we create the ultimate whore for the future. So my kids have something to fuck. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about them. It'll be done. Oh, we could do it with dinosaurs. Why can't we do it?
Horror Park.
Jurassic Horror Park. I'd buy that ticket. I'm not staying in the Jeep. I can tell you that right now.
Pete is hanging tough on a Kardashian too. It's pretty impressive. It's usually a quick. I remember when it first happened. I was talking to friends who were like, "He's a rebound." I was like, first off, I bet he's okay with that. I can't imagine him rolling off her and being like, "This is bullshit." Mm-hmm. But second off, he's lasted. This is usually a you're in and out type of situation.
I think this is serious. I think I was watching TMZ last night, and he has like a little tattoo
of her kids.
Yeah.
Of her kids.
But is that just trolling Kanye at this point? Is he just trying to piss off Kanye? Like, you get the kids' names tattooed on you?
Kanye's been quiet lately.
Yeah, because a lot of people are telling him to shut up at these days.
He's smart. Yeah, I get it.
He has their names.
He's got
their initials.
Their initials.
It's like Compass or something.
Yeah, like exactly. He's got like the letters of their name on his tattooed on him now, which is a bold move for a girl you've been dating for a few months.
But also, he gets a good Uber driver. He's going to put his fucking name on his ass. It doesn't take much to get him to do a tattoo. But you know what I mean?
Last night, she wears this iconic dress. He's just wearing like your average tuxedo. He was wearing like a tuxedo.
You can't show her up.
Yeah,
Right?
but like you put him in, what do you put him in? Like a JFK tux or something like
I think
that?
that's
Like
too much.
that's do something for him.
Put on a Joe DiMaggio jersey, then maybe have the sudden urge to smack her.
No, I think they're heading toward marriage. I have heard her interviewed. She's like, I don't date. I date with a purpose, you know? And I think
You
this
guys
is
see him
heading.
getting married to Kim?
I think he would do it in 2 seconds.
Well, what is a prenup look like with someone who's worth, $1 trillion? Like you're gonna get out of there with the measly 278 million or something like that. I mean, is a prenup? A prenup when someone is a serious heavy hitter doesn't mean okay, you'll keep the Camry and the apartment in Van Nuys. Like a prenup, this kind of prenup is he's getting millions if shit doesn't
Plus,
work.
she's
right?
about to be a lawyer. It's going to be rolling in after that.
That's right.
How
all
about
big
also
settlements.
they had like Britney Spears, her husband he apparently didn't you see that thing? He was not happy with his prenup, which is like it does feel weird to hear from a man.
Yeah.
It does feel a little
It
strange.
also feels weird when she's worth, $50 million. You're like, you're lucky that you're with her. Just sign the paperwork.
And it's not 50 million. Yeah, I don't know how prenups. I don't think you can do I don't think people agree to a zero prenup. I think there's
Yeah, it's an agreement.
stratas, and I think
There's
he'd be rich,
earmarks
but-
and stuff. You get more if you get to the 5-year to the 10-year.
You have investments.
I like the guys who work blowjobs into the equation. Those guys. I got my birthday.
She clearly violated the terms of our prenup.
There's all the days of Hanukkah. All worked in. Yeah. So I think they're getting married. That's what I would say.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
think
so?
they're having a good time. I don't know if this is going to be marriage.
Well, he's getting kids tattooed on his
I think
neck.
he's trolling Kanye is what I think he's doing. More than anything, I think he likes to just poke the bear a little
You
bit.
can get a tattoo removed much more easily than get out of a marriage to Kim Kardashian,
Decent
though.
point.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
I mean, this is, I don't know.
You think he's trolling Kanye?
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind.
He loves this.
He's a comedian.
Yeah, he's
Pete's
having
a
fun.
comedian who's like, this guy is the worst.
But
I'm going
does
to have
it-
my fun.
Doesn't it seem like Kanye could have like an episode where he hires somebody to kill him or something? Like, would you want to dance around that? It's like he's like a alligator that's sleeping on the.
He's the one with
shore.
Kim right now, so he's got the upper hand. He
Yeah.
sent Kanye photos of him in bed with Kim.
All right.
So
Well,
I
he's
think
doing
he's just like, I'm just going to keep pushing it. I'm the one in the winning spot right now.
I'd be horrible. That'd just be a lot of. Let's leave him alone. No, I don't want the kids' tattoos. I don't want to know their name. I just want to use one of your many refrigerators.
With the glass door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the walk-in cooler and actually just really think about my future here.
All right, you want me to move on to the next story here?
Yeah.
All right, for everyone who's thinking about staying at Disneyland Hotel, looks like Disneyland has agreed to pay $100,000 to a hotel guest. This is apparently back in 2008. This family stayed and got bed bugs. And according to her
they're
attorney,
back.
Yeah, it was.
It was
bitten.
08.
Say it
Sorry.
again.
It was 08.
It was?
He just said it was 08.
Oh, okay.
2018.
Oh, goddamn it. I'm
2018.
Sorry. Forgot what I
Back
said.
to the
Bed
LA Cool
bugs.
drops.
Climbed in. According to this woman, she said she was bitten numerous times by bed bugs, suffered physical and emotional damage, and then got paid $100,000. By the way, her lawyer works for My Bed Bug Lawyer, Inc.
Oh, my. That's a real
That was
specialty.
the best part of the whole story
That's
right there.
Kim's new firm.
All of the so they were all over New York like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I never
right?
got, I don't know how I never got them, but they were, did you ever get them?
No, but a family member of mine did, and it was pretty crazy.
Everybody who's bitten by an insect while they're sleeping has long-term emotional distress because you
Yes.
do the math. You go, "What? I woke up with this thing," and then you go, "Oh, it must have bit me while I was sleeping," and then you go, "Oh, it was fucking on me while I was asleep last night," and then you start to freak out.
Make me itch talking about it.
And then you got to do that weird move where you fluff the sheet next time you get into bed because you're like, what else is lurking?
But do you think this is a case of someone's trying to get money and Disney's just like, go away? I'm just going to pay
Well,
you
$100,000 is
$100,000,
nothing
just
for them.
Go
I mean,
away.
I do check beds, and I try to do that, and it's like the maids are doing a much worse job now because there's less money, and so you will put a light on your bed, and you're like, oh, thank God, pubes, not a fucking bed bug, you know?
Now, do you go CSI with the woods light, like the black light?
I don't
on
have
there?
the black light, but I do. I try to get a good look. I think you could see him.
bed
Maybe I'm
bugs.
wrong. I might be dumb. Maybe you can't see him at all.
I think you could see him.
I think.
Let's ask my bedbug lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't know how big bed bugs are. Are they
No, it's-
visible to the naked eye?
I think they are.
I think
Yeah.
you could,
so.
but you'd have to be looking at. I like this lawyer because I picture not many lawyers drive a van. I picture this guy has a van. My
his
bed bug
face on
lawyer
it, for
with a
sure.
giant bed bug on a spring, like on top. Like,
I'm picturing Lionel Hutz.
yes,
This is Saul Goodman with Down syndrome. We're going down a
that's right.
block.
To the lawyer.
All right, moving on. Amber Heard. People do not want her in the Aquaman sequel. So there are now over 3 million signatures among this whole Johnny Depp trial summary. But people are saying we do not want her in the Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. This petition started back in 2020. It's aimed at DC and Warner Brothers. And people are just saying, please, God, do not let her do this sequel.
The petition should be against the person that started the petition. Like somebody said, I'm thinking about starting a petition to get Amber Heard out of Aquaman sequel. Okay, I'll be taking your kids, by the way, when I leave, because obviously you have no priorities. This has become a thing for you. Like, who starts these
Who has time
petitions?
to do this stuff?
Also, she's got lawyer fees. Let her work.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah,
I mean, the movie was okay.
the
Wasn't
first
that
one.
great, yeah.
No, we don't need a
It's
sequel, do we?
No,
You
we
don't remember her from the movie. I was like, oh, she was in Aquaman? I didn't remember she was the girl.
She was his girlfriend in Aquaman.
Yeah. she was
Also,
a love interest.
she's crazy. Yeah, she's an actress. Who do you think these people are?
Yeah.
They're fucking nuts.
Do you remember when she first came out, though, like when she started to get a little bit of buzz, like they really put a lot of gas behind that she was bisexual. Like,
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Really?
right.
That was the big thing about her. Like, oh, she's bisexual. She's this hot bisexual chick. And that was like the big allure to her. Now you don't really hear much about that anymore at all.
But this Johnny Depp trial's been fascinating. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't put a lot of stock, or there's not a lot of stock in bisexual. I mean, it used to be kind of a weird fantasy thing for guys, or I shouldn't say weird, just a straight fantasy thing. But I think it's kind of gone now. Like the novelty's worn off, the bloom is off the rose. Like that was a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a half fantasy. Like she fucks a dude, it's not a fantasy. She fucks
Right.
a woman, you're like, that's kind of cool, I guess. But
Bisexual is not that impressive. 2 sexes?
Yeah, I know. That's
That's
people.
all you got?
Yeah, I mean, people have 3 pronouns now. You're only fucking 2 different people. I got an extra pronoun on you. Like,
I said we. You're like, all right, you are cheating on me. That's-
yeah, it is
Yeah.
kind of interesting that it was all a thing. Like it was,
Yeah.
oh, that chick's been with another chick.
Who
or-
was she
Yeah.
with, too, at the beginning? That,
It wasn't Elon.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about the chick that she was with.
Oh,
like,
I don't
made it
know.
a whole story.
Was there a girl she did? Was it
Yes.
out the girl she was hooking up
Yes,
with?
but I don't
Not
remember.
Kara.
No, I can't remember, but she was with someone.
Cara Delevingne?
Guys, this is like your whole job, right?
I know.
here. Come on,
They
step it up.
Years ago,
real
though. This
It
is
fail.
started
like
to repeat itself.
literally.
Brian, ask me
9
a
years
question
ago.
about a car. And I'll tell you how this works.
The Apple car that you own. What year is that?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
Well, you own it. I mean, you bought it. Probably with all the research on
It's
it.
I think it's either a Porsche or a Pinto.
It's on
I
display in your
don't-
warehouse. For God's sake,
Yeah,
you've given a number of tours.
I had a next question. Come on, this is all you fucking do.
You know what they should do with Aquaman 2? They should write her in as just a crazy person. They should just
Yeah.
make the character so, like she shits in the sea, and they're like, he's like, why would you do this? Why would you do this to me?
Well, she shits in Aquaman's bed. Like she goes over to his kelp bed and takes a dump and then blames the dog. Blames the dogfish. They should loosely base it all
They
thing
should.
on the trial.
Jason Momoa just starts winning a lot of rings. You're like, what the hell's wrong
He
with this
picks up
guy?
a conch shell and throws it at her. He cuts his finger.
Now I'm going to watch Aquaman 2.
We get Neptune on a Zoom call to say how batshit crazy she is.
That's awesome. All right. One other thing from the Met Gala. Not a lot of, again, not so interested in the fashion. However, I don't know if you guys saw this, but New York Mayor Eric Adams, he walked out wearing a tuxedo with a big "End Gun Violence" on the back. It had basically scenes of New York.
It was
the
shot
Brooklyn
on the
Bridge,
subway after the show.
and then a gun with a big old red line through it.
That's a bold take to be against violence.
Especially the mayor of a
shit.
large city.
Well,
Ex-cop.
He
Yeah.
is just getting crucified on social media. People being like, number one, why are you at the Met Gala, which costs $35,000 a seat? And number two, shouldn't you be the one out there ending gun violence rather than just wearing it on the back of your
I don't know, dude. That jacket might help. I think
Yeah.
people might look at the jacket like, oh, we're not supposed to do that. That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, well, last year was AOC,
Yeah, AOC.
with the
Taxes.
tax the rich.
Yeah.
Thanks, bitch.
Yeah.
You've solved the deficit.
It
And
really
now
is kind of annoying, though, right? When
It's
people
like when
wear
you
this
see a
kind of
guy in
stuff.
a shirt that says, I saw a guy in a shirt that said, fuck racism, and you're like, problem solved. Well done. Thanks for that one, dude.
Oh, that's my favorite genre of porn, by the way. Not so fast, hotshot. But yes, of course, what we don't like about it is it's the opposite of doing your job. Like doing your job is whatever legislation, whatever patrols, whatever stop and frisk, whatever you got to do, broken windows, whatever, to fucking stop the gun violence in your city. And then this is grandstanding, and it's there's way too much of this. And all it does is remind us you're doing a shitty job at your job.
yeah.
And also, it's a weird trend now. Everyone has to show up with some sort of, free the dolphins kind of thing on their jacket or their gown. I don't need it.
I'm going to wear an against baby rape shirt if I ever go to the Met Gala, just so they know I'm against it. To show I'm a hero.
I got one in the car.
It's like, why can't New York get a good mayor? It's impossible. We hated de Blasio. What's weird is Anthony Weiner would have been our best mayor.
Yes.
How fucked up
right.
is that? If he just didn't send out dick pics, he could have saved our city.
Would have been awesome.
It would have been great.
Where is he now? He's back.
Probably doing a podcast or something.
Yeah.
He's a CNN correspondent. I don't know what he's
His
doing.
girlfriend was there last night. I think his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Right.
Came to
Yeah.
the event with Mayor Adams. That was he was
really?
Like, they were like somewhat together at the event.
There's like two sides of Jobs, and we're talking about Steve Jobs, and we're talking about him taking $1 salary, because there's a part of the job where you do your job if you're a high profile person.
Oh my God.
And then there's like an optics side of your job. So when you're Governor Gavin Newsom and you're telling all the little people to mask up, don't go to the fucking French Laundry
Of course.
with 28 of your closest friends and drink 35 grand worth of fucking red wine, you hypocritical douche. That's the part of his job. I'm not telling everyone to wear a mask, so I could go there, but that's not part of my gig.
Well, the self-righteousness is
yes,
gross.
There's an optics part where
Yeah.
people are getting shot in your city every day. Don't do
And you're walking a red carpet.
You're
right
walking the
Not
red.
the most opulent possible.
Right. Don't even be there is my answer.
It's you're trying to connect. It's very hard because there's a lot of tension in New York right now, and even when the woman was pushed on the subway in Times Square, and his soundbite was, "It's just the perception of violence." I'm like, no, there's violence.
That's
I don't know if
actual
you're.
violence.
I don't know. That's actual. Yeah, someone's dead. So I ride the subway every night still, and it's like it's different. I don't have my AirPods in like I used to, and you gotta kind of just be guarded.
Yeah, it's scary, the footage that's coming out of there. I would be, there was a mass shooting
Yeah.
2 weeks ago on there.
Yeah, and that was like a real rah-rah moment when they got him, because we're like, NYPD, that's what we do, and then it turned out he called himself in, and we're like,
Yeah.
that's a little less of a climax, I guess.
Yeah, he went to a McDonald's and dropped the dime on himself.
After Katz's Deli, he fucking did a Bam Bam.
Oh, really?
He did Katz's, then McDonald's. So
Yeah.
he ate pretty well, and then he went to McDonald's.
Well, I guess he probably was going to do like a preemptive last meal.
Yeah.
Like, there's the last meal before you go to the chair, but there's also the last meal before you eat shit on a shingle for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? That's my last meal.
Katz is always so packed too. How did nobody recognize him? His photo was everywhere. Katz is. If you go there at 11 in the morning, once it opens, I was there recently. The place is jammed. No one recognized the guy, just being a weirdo.
They gave a description. They didn't want to give his ethnicity out because they thought that was a hate crime. So they go, guy wearing an orange construction vest. But I presume he took that off at some point.
Smart move.
So
Someone at Katz's did recognize him. They took a picture and put it on the wall next to Chaz Palminteri. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Did you get him to sign it?
Tastes.
No, that was shocking. And you know what's cool about New York is I remember taking the subway like 30 minutes later, and everyone's like, "Yeah, this is what we do."
It was funny.
Travel.
The description with him is he was wearing like an orange construction helmet and an orange construction vest, and it was like, be on the lookout for the guy wearing the orange. But I'm saying, like, if I committed a heinous crime and I was wearing a traffic cone on my head when I did it, I would fucking jettison the traffic cone before I got out of the subway, right? And then you guys are all looking for a guy with a traffic cone, and I'm just walking amongst you. So I think that was his plan. I would argue that fucks people up more. Like, leave that part out of the fucking description.
Yeah.
He's wearing an orange vest and an orange construction. Yes, because he is posing as a construction worker to go down and kill people. And now that he's left and you guys are saying, look out for the guy in the orange mesh vest, I'll bet you that's in a fucking trash can up by the steakhouse at the top of the thing.
That's how he got away. He just took it off and went right on the next train. And people were like, "Oh, there's just a guy."
We're told there's a heavyset guy with an orange helmet on, but you're not. I mean, you're heavyset.
The orange helmet, eliminate you.
You have a gun stuffed into your sweatpants, but we're looking for a guy with an orange hat. Yeah, more harm than good with that description.
Yeah.
Tattoos, fine.
Sure, but the best.
Unibrow,
Yeah.
overbite. Looks like a retarded Elliot Gould. Like that's helpful shit. But
Adam and I are just next to each other in a lineup like, this sucks. Dude.
Not again.
This really sucks.
But like wearing a fanny pack, not good
helpful.
because you just pop that off.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, clothing.
I should give out those APBs. I would find the Down syndrome celebrity you looked most like, and then I would let the public go off on that.
Oh, man. All right, got one last story for us. So Ulta Beauty, the big beauty brand, they are apologizing big time. They sent out a newsletter
Oh, I saw this.
to customers.
Oh, this is uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
With
Yes.
a really poor headline.
First of
So-
all, it's poorly conceived to begin with, but go ahead.
So they're out there. They wanted to promote the brand's line of perfumes. So in the email they sent out Sunday, the headline was "Come hang with Kate Spade." And if you remember, Kate Spade died. She tragically killed herself with a suicide by hanging. And so with the headline of "Come hang with Kate Spade," it didn't go over well with all the people receiving that. So they are now
Wow.
apologizing for the very insensitive email, saying we didn't mean to.
Wow, that's an unfortunate
This is
selection of words.
uncomfortable.
Right? So uncomfortable.
Well,
How
why
do you
would they
mess
do
that
that
up?
You know,
Why
they
would
did
they
they
do
did the
that?
same one for David Carradine, but it was CUM hang.
That's right.
How does that make it through the marketing department? No one throws up a red flag. Not one person.
Well, what if they said "chill with Kate Spade"? Would that work? Or
That was confusing to me too.
she's
Why,
dead.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why would you even say like you're not going to be with her? Obviously,
Yeah.
let's just her fucking ashes.
Sam, you should know, and I mean it, that I feel like David Carradine, A Life, a very American tale,
Yeah.
was snubbed. It was ruined in just a minute of him hanging in the closet with his dick out.
It's a bummer.
In the Philippines or wherever he was. And I've said many times, but I mean it, if I was the housekeeper that found him, I would have put him in a red, white, and blue gi, and I would have laid him on top of the bed. I'd have put nunchucks in his hands, and I would have went, that's how we found
That's
him.
a fucking man.
That's a man right there, all the way to the end.
Just wood
You know
chopped.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if it meant having to carry a red, white, and blue gi and nunchucks into every room I clean, just on the off chance.
She did that to Gilbert Godfrey too.
Or
It was
maybe
weird.
maybe it's not just David
Yeah.
Carradine. Maybe I find Chuck Norris one day or somebody.
your whole legacy down the drain with
Right,
one
just-
rope in a closet. Good God.
he was awesome in Kill Bill too. That was a great.
Yeah, he was great. Except for like every once in a while they used to do that. They do this thing where like he played kung fu, which is with monumental cultural appropriation.
Oh, my God.
Of the day with the accent and the eyes and the whole he did the whole thing.
I was about to say they could never do that now, and then I was like, oh wait, Cobra Kai. I think they
That's right.
can.
So he was that guy, but he'd always do that thing where they like interview him he played a kung fu expert
Yeah.
on TV, but like Howard Stern would interview him in the 90s, and he'd go, "Could you take Mike Tyson?" And he'd go, "It kind of depends." A street fight? Yeah, I'd probably win. Traditional boxing? It's like, yeah, you played a kung fu guy with the stunt man, did all your shit. Everything was in slow motion. That was the big thing. And every episode started with him walking into just a tavern, and all he wanted was water. And at some point they'd go, "We don't like your kind here, Chinaman." That was the first guy to get his ass kicked every single time. And he'd always go, "I seek peace. I want no problems." And they go, "Well, you found problems, Chinaman." And then he'd beat the shit out of them. He never wanted trouble.
That's
But
a
yet,
trouble found
he
him.
ended up kicking the shit out of the town, every town he went to.
Have you seen the new Reacher on Amazon?
No.
Oh, no.
It's the
but I've
same
heard
shit.
about it.
It's pure. It's the same shit. But it's if you want to see just a bunch of dudes get the shit kicked out of them for no reason,
Yes.
it's awesome.
But they never want to.
No.
For guys just say they don't want trouble, trouble finds them very easily.
This dude's 6'6", and for some reason every person's like, "You fucking pussy," and he's just like, "All right, I guess I gotta break your neck," but he doesn't even want to.
I felt the same way about Con Air.
Yeah.
When Nick Cage goes into the bar after leaving the Green Berets, and he's full military. He's decorated. He's a marksman. He's like a Green Beret or something. And he walks in and he meets his fiancée. And like the townies like come up to him like, "Hey, soldier boy." And it's like, "I don't want any trouble." Like, "You found trouble." It's like, the guy's a trained killer.
Yeah.
He's not wearing sweatpants and an orange construction helmet.
Yeah.
He is in full military with all the decorations that go along with it, and he's fit, and he's 20 years younger than you. Why are you so lippy with him?
Oh, same with the new Batman. They just a bunch of dudes walk up to him like, "You fucking pussy, Batman." You're like, "You guys don't know who Batman is?"
I got an idea who Batman is. Batman will either kick your ass himself, or he's got something in his fanny pack that'll fucking do the job, right?
But he'll get rid of the fanny pack, so you won't be able to recognize him afterwards.
Yeah,
so.
you're right. Batman
good.
was just walking around, and a bunch of cholos got around. Like, "You're such a pussy, Batman."
Yeah.
Like, you know nothing of his work. You've not seen any of the other episodes of
Also,
Batman?
even if you haven't heard of the guy, if a guy shows up dressed like that, you don't fuck with him.
Right. No, he's not dressed. Yeah, he's not dressed up like a clown. He's
No.
dressed up like the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You're right. Those guys would probably give
Bad
him a
writing.
pass.
This is the plot of Kick-Ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
It is.
All right. Should we bring our news home? Or do
That
we
was
have
it.
an
That was
outro?
it. We're done with news.
Oh, well, we have an outro then.
I like long walks on the beach and chicks that don't poop in the bed.
Don't worry, Gina. Your job is safe. That was the news with Adam Glyn and Dax Holt.
Do you guys have thoughts about Amber Heard showing up in Aqua, dude?
Doing the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care about if she does the
Not
movie.
distracted.
I'm too invested in this court case right now because it's just the craziest shit you have ever heard being laid out in front of millions of people.
Yeah, and why you would put yourself, and now it's all in the public record now. It's like it's no longer he said, she said.
No.
There's a stenographer there. And then you have to get all your therapists up there to tell you what they really think.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because
I-
when you're just paying them, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's all the bitch's fault." And now they're talking about you, and you have a split
Yeah,
personality.
but can you
and you're
imagine the
dangerous.
worst shit you have ever done in your life as now being broadcast to everyone?
Yeah.
From the time you shit in the bed and blamed it on a dog, everyone knows you shit in a bed.
It's like doing morning radio with Danny Bonaducci. The worst things he's ever done in his life. Couldn't wait to get to a microphone and tell everyone. You got a Ducci drop there,
I
Brian?
don't. Danny's not doing well. You see, he's got some health problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was literally just talking to Mike August about him 2 days ago.
Does
and
anyone
I was
hear about
what's
this?
I did
going
see a
Yeah,
story
no, I
going
saw
around. I
that.
didn't read the story,
Yeah.
but
What
I
is,
did see it going around.
He's not being public. But amazingly enough, Danny is not talking about what's wrong.
Oh, that's how you know
that's
it's
how you know
real.
it's serious. Yeah.
Wow.
He's looking. I put up a picture from Twitter. He looks very frail. With
Was
a cane.
he in, is he still in Seattle doing
for-
radio?
He's taking time off radio, and he looks. Danny was jacked as shit when we knew he did a radio show with Danny. He was very muscular, and he looks withered.
Oh
Oh,
wow!
no. That's
He's-
sad.
that's
What
He's
does
pretty
he
unrecognizable.
have, or do we
He
know
hasn't-
what he
As
has?
far as I know, he hasn't said.
Yeah, his sister says he's battling a mystery illness.
Is that a thing?
That just means they don't want to tell you what.
Sounds
it
like
is.
a bad doctor.
Wow.
Guess what? It's a mystery illness.
All right. Well, we wish him well
Hope he
because
gets
I
well.
always liked the guy. All right. Let me hit Geico last but not least. You like to save some money on your car insurance? Of course you would. Who doesn't love a deal? And when it comes to great rates on insurance for everything, Geico can help. Insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, RV, even homeowners and condos and renters insurance, all at Geico, and you can save with their special discount when you bundle. Plus, they got the easy-to-use Geico mobile app and 24/7 roadside assistance. So you switch to Geico. It's a no-brainer. Go to geico.com and get a quote today. All right, let's see. Whose paper am I missing here? Oh, that's right. I should say Trip Mickle, which could be triple.
Yeah, it could be short.
All right. I'm going to be in Indianapolis this weekend at Helium Comedy Club, and we'll be doing a couple shows, a couple live podcasts, and a couple live stand-up shows as well. Sam is going to be at the Beacon Theater coming up this Saturday, May 7th, and the documentary Full Capacity is going to be streaming on YouTube. Is it streaming yet, Sam, or now?
All my stuff is on my YouTube channel, so just go to youtube.com/Sam Morrell.
And Hollywood Raw is the name of the podcast with Adam and Dax as well. And we got the Jobs book with Trip Mickle. Until next time, it's Adam for Trip and Sam and Adam and Dax and Brian saying mahalo.
Then, of course, you have the mom jeans, which are just high-waisted jeans. But I literally bought these jeans. I loved them. I put them on. And then I got home and I actually read the label. And they are actually labeled distressed mom jeans, which I think is redundant. I mean, just say mom.
For distressed moms?
Yeah, exactly. They're actually torn a little bit, which I think represents how I feel on the inside.